Good morning, everybody. Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome to another video. Oh my gosh, as you can see in the background, we got a blank bedroom happening. It's gonna be part of our future set. But first, I want to go over what the set's for, etc., and what I've been up to. So for about 2 to 3 years now, I've been writing this one LPS series called Rebecca's Diaries. I did put a little trailer of it before, like a tiny teaser of it, but I realized, I was originally gonna make the trailer for it that day, and then I just did not have time to. Anyways, I just want to tell you guys what it's about, and then show you some of the sets that we've been working on and stuff, so yeah. So Rebecca's Diaries is about a young girl. She's around 5 years old, and her grandparents gave her a camera for her birthday to practice speech therapy because she has trouble talking. I got that inspiration from me as a kid because I also had trouble talking and pronouncing words and had to go to special schools for it, which is something I'm not very open about, but here we are. Anyways, and so, once she figures out how to use the camera and stuff, she kind of realizes that, oh my gosh, what if I told, myself about things and then see how much I grow from that there and then and on, or made little stories for my future self. So she would open every diary with Dear Future Me, or Hi Future Me, etc. And she ended up talking to her future self more than ever, every single year. Now, throughout these diaries, there are little problems that are going on in the background, but as a child, you don't recognize them. I took this inspiration from videos I made, as a kid, without knowing what kind of global issues were going on in the world and stuff like that. So, but in the background, it's more obvious what type of issues are happening. And it's up to the audience to figure it out. Sometimes it blatantly says it, sometimes it doesn't. But these video diaries are super important because it kind of shows us how that changed her as a person later on in the year. And I'm still debating if in the world other citizens get to see these videos too, or if it's just going to be for you guys to see, just to understand the full thing. Anyways, but as Rebecca gets older, she's still basically friends with her future self, and she's still making these videos, but she made a promise to herself later on that she won't access these videos until she's 18. Anyways, when she gets older, she becomes an activist and often partakes in a lot of protests and a bunch of other things. So much so that she is on the run from the police. And eventually she does end up getting arrested from the police because they are worried that she's gonna mess up the president's plans. And she does have plans, but they're all obviously human activism stuff. So, and the government sometimes can, get away with things a little bit easier than most things. So there have been theories with her being in prison that they might end up killing her even though that is not a legal thing in this world. Anyways, so that's kind of what I have so far. I hope it sounds interesting, because honestly, when I finish the first episode, I promise you it will be interesting. That's been the main problem, is me trying to start the first episode to make it interesting. Me laying out the first episode. Also, for the majority of the time, I do plan on using sticks or straws, but the problem is Rebecca is not a dog or a cat. She's actually a hedgehog. And so it'd be a little difficult for me to use a stick for her. Well, this is Rebecca. She is the main character, and I got her back when I supported LPS Queen. That's where I got this figure. She is a little dirty, but that's because I was taking pictures of her in the dirt. And then, okay, we're gonna set you right here. If you hear anything in the background, that's just like props. We have mini Rebecca. Oh my goodness, I got this for free as a little gift from my friend Akari. I do have the unboxing, and it's probably gonna come out after this. I've been holding that unboxing for almost a year now, like, oh my god. But this is her, and she's so cute. She even, look at the eyes though. Hold on, we're gonna zoom in. She painted those eyes. Anyways, so mini Rebecca will most likely have a straw or a stick behind controlling her. I know that's not usually the best for customs especially, but I did get consent from Akari because I was like, is this a good idea? But also the back of her is just one color, so if anything, I could probably try to color match it or something like that. But yeah, this is mini Rebecca. Well, for Rebecca's bedroom, I do have those books of just like backgrounds, you know, and I've definitely used them like a few times but I think I left them at home. I'm not gonna buy a new one. I'm not gonna go out of my way to get a new one because I already have a fresh book of all of them, and I find them like really helpful, honestly. The other set pieces that we definitely will need is a like police station and kind of like what it looks like inside of a prison, which I've been doing a lot of research on because I obviously want to make this as like realistic as possible, but I also don't want to romanticize the idea of being in a prison. And I know some shows do tend to make it more like stereotypical. I really like the show Orange is the New Black, but I did hear that it's not like the best representation, so I don't know. I will try my best. Also, it kind of turns out that most, I got this from like a resource, I got this from like a video, I forgot what video it was, but people say that like in prison you don't actually really wear orange. And so to mark that people are actually like arrested, I've been trying to figure out what to do because the characters that Rebecca meets in jail are like they're cats and they're dogs, so they're pretty interesting. So I was kind of thinking maybe like a collar or something like that, or like a bow. For the police officers in general, I was thinking about buying a crocheted like version of like a vest or whatever. So anyways, so I was thinking about doing that, but I do have to wait till I get a little bit more money for that, because that would be a lot of things. And then let's see what else. Also, the very first episode we have is in fall, so we would need some grass that is not that green, I guess, or maybe a little bit green, but we also need a lot of leaves and stuff, and I think that during that episode we will be seeing her on a stick, Rebecca on a stick. But yeah, this is just my little yap session about the series. If you want to see anything about like me fully making like scenes or fully making like fully making backdrops and stuff like that, definitely let me know. But yeah, I just really wanted to come on here and talk about the series because it's been in my brain this like for so long. Oh my god. Anyway, but I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and if you're wondering what I'm doing, it's this is what I'm doing. I am working on this. All right, have a good one. Bye bye.